What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new niche video. Today, me, Lewis, and Casey are going to be reviewing your hot takes, but also ours. I think, lads, I'm going to go with my first one. I don't know if Lewis is going to like this. No, I think Lewis will like this, actually. My hot take is Anthony Gordon is England's best winger after Saka. Because I was talking to my mates about the England squad. We were having this debate about who's put on the left wing. I don't know about you lot, but I just feel like Anthony Gordon, for the left-hand side, I think I think he's better than Rashford. I think he's better than Foden off the left as well. I don't know. That's my
Joe,
that's my
my respect for you has gone down. So you're telling me
honestly-
Anthony Gordon is better than Phil fucking Foden?
Wait, okay.
There is no way.
Okay,
I
my
like Anthony Gordon. He's
actual
a very
statement
good football player.
is
He's
the
not
best
better than
winger
Foden.
after Saka.
Surely, as the Newcastle fan, I think I should take this one first. Personally, I agree.
Of course. What a fucking shock!
But, I agree that he's joint best with Jared Bowen. I think Bowen goes under the radar a lot, and I rate Bowen highly. The only way, wait. Phil Foden isn't a better winger than Anthony Gordon.
He's
Phil
not. He ain't a
Foden
winger.
is a 10. Phil Foden is a 10. That is his best position. He's primarily
Foden
a
on
10.
the wing is still better than Gordon,
No,
in my opinion.
Gordon's good, man. He's technical.
Foden is the best.
He's good.
Well, Foden has been the best player in the Premier League this season, arguably with Ollie Watkins. Don't get us wrong. I'm not denying that.
By
But he's not
default,
on the
you
wing.
Stick him on the wing.
He's a 10.
No,
He's a 10. Don't
he's
stick
a
him
10.
on the wing.
He's the best 10 in the
Actually,
Premier League
don't piss
behind
me
De
off.
Bruyne.
Actually don't.
No, because he's not a winger. He's a 10. He should start in that 10 position for England alongside Rice and
God.
Bellingham behind him.
Oh
That's
my
what
God.
he should do.
What's in the
James
app?
Maddison.
What's in the
I know
app?
you're both Spurs fans, but James Maddison doesn't get a look in with this Phil Foden.
No, he doesn't. And then if not, and then Bellingham.
Foden, alright. Foden against United, who absolutely destroyed their bum holes.
As a 10.
As a 10.
He doesn't. Not in City's system. Yes, on when you look at the lineup, you Sky Sports casual, he's a right winger. But when you watch them play, he's yes, because on the lineup, because they play with 3 attacking midfielders who drift in and drift out across the midfield. City don't play with wide men, and when they don't play Doku, if they've got a midfield 3 of Foden, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva, the 3 of them play as attacking midfielders.
And so Foden's best game was against Brentford, right? And he got a hat trick. He played majoritatively of that game in the wing. And before you say anything, Alvarez and De Bruyne were playing through the middle of that game.
No, the 3 of them play through the middle of City's system. They drift in and out.
Look, mate. You're going to get clips, and people are going to rip into you, and they're going to say, "Oh my God, Casey, you're so fucking sexy, and you're so right." And people are going to be
Anthony Gordon is England's best winger after Saka. That was what I said.
Yes.
I was
This
only
season's
going on
proven
a
that.
tangent. I'm not saying don't start Foden on the left. I was saying of the wingers, when I was looking at the squad and I was saying to my mates, I was saying, oh, I'd rather have Anthony Gordon than Rashford. I'd rather him than Bowen. I'd rather have him than Grealish. I'd rather have him, than all of the other English wingers apart from Saka, who'd always play on the right. That was what I said. We're not gonna. An argument can be had on the England starting lineup, but that is my hot take. Casey, come on, give us yours then. If you can give me six, what's yours?
Believe it or not, this might come with a bit of bias, but I think Arsenal aren't a big European club.
Okay.
I think they're a big club in England, but I think you can't boast about.
That's understood. They've never had European success. I completely agree with that.
I'm saying like across Europe, like I don't think the rest of Europe views them as like a big club. You know what I mean? Like I think in England we've seen them as a big club, but I feel like Italian fans would look at Arsenal and like shitting their pants and be like, oh, they're one of the greatest teams in the whole of Europe, which I don't think they are. I just think they're a very good team in England. They're a bit like, I can't really think of any example right now, but I just don't think they're.
No, I think that's top. That's the last 5 years bias personally. I think.
No,
Arsenal
but even
back up on the rise.
But mate, even if you look at their best ever teams, they've never been successful in Europe.
Casey,
never, and no one has ever gone. But if they win it this year, then fair enough. All right, I'll take it back. But I just don't think they're a big European club. I'm not saying Tottenham are bigger than them. By the way, I'm just saying like I think when other clubs look at England, they're like of the big teams in Europe, they're gonna look at Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and the City a lot more than they are gonna look at Arsenal. I think other fans just don't fear Arsenal. They don't fear Arsenal in Europe. I just think they think they're a very good team in England, but I don't think they're a very good team in Europe. Even know what I mean?
Not to play just to play devil's advocate a bit, because I kind of agree that as a Tottenham fan, maybe a bit biased in there, but they have made European final. Like they've made a European final. They you can't say that they're not a big when you get. I can imagine if you're another European team, if you get Arsenal in the draw, like when Portugal Arsenal in the draw, they weren't going, damn, we got an easy draw. It's Arsenal. They're a tiny club. That's a big club. The domestic achievements do spread out over Europe.
They do. But I was just saying, I don't think they I think clubs. No, maybe okay. I didn't write it as greatly, but there's a bit of that. But I think just as well, their pedigree over Europe, I think other clubs will probably see Chelsea, United, Liverpool,
yes,
and
of course, yes.
I think because that's why I've always it pains me to say it because of the way Chelsea got successful, but I do think they are a bigger club overall, just because of the simple fact that they've done it in Europe and they also done it over Arsenal in Europe. I think Arsenal are soft and pushy when it comes to Europe, and I just think they're a very good team in England, but I just don't think they're a massive European club. Which is fine because I don't even think Tottenham are big, and we actually.
It's an understandable take, but I personally think it's last 5 years bias. I think before that Arsenal.
No,
when
15,
you're looking at
they haven't got past the quarterfinals since I believe 2005 or 2006 or something like that.
It's understandable.
That is crazy.
If you're considering that team with Henry, Bergkamp, Pires, fair enough. Recently they aren't. Fair enough.
Mate, we almost won it with Lucas Moura up front.
Yeah, that's understandable, but I think they are considered a big team outside of Europe. But they've got a big following across Europe as well. So.
Hey man, well, Lewis, what's your hot take then?
My hot take is that Jose Mourinho's Chelsea 04-05 season is better than Arsenal Invincible season.
Oh, that's not even a hot take, mate.
I genuinely I know. Well,
that's not a hot take.
I know that a lot of people know because I've seen this. What was it? The Chelsea fan, I think he's Teddy something, I don't know his name. He said that, and this caused outrage across social media. But I think it makes sense. I think that Chelsea team and that season did much better. The points they got with conceding as little amounts of goals as they did. Arsenal won that Premier League season invincible in a very bleak Premier League season.
Mind you, they got knocked out of every other competition as well.
Yeah. I think, don't get us wrong, it is unbelievable. Go invincible across a whole season, not losing one game to a scruffy lucky goal. To be able to do that is great. It's an excellent achievement. But I think to perform at the standards that Chelsea's 04-05 Jose Mourinho team did, I feel like that's levels above.
I don't even think they're top 5. That's a hard take for you.
Whoa!
I think the Centurions, the treble, both treble teams, the 04-05.
Yes,
and
they're fifth.
Yeah, fifth. Actually, yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
yeah, maybe. I'd probably put them.
I don't know.
You're saying they're better than the Centurions? The Centurions are the best Premier League team ever. By the way,
no, I put them above City's treble. I think, in my opinion, City Centurions is better than City's treble winning team.
City, yes, that City treble winning team had to have maybe it's not the treble, but they were expected to. If they hadn't, with the amount of money and time and effort that Pep put in, you'd be quite surprised.
But that team is still better than Arsenal's team.
Yeah, but they're not. They are top 5. They have an argument to be top 4 at least. You can argue think they do. I think they're better than the treble-winning team that Man City had anyway. But yes.
Anyway, we go on to fans. We've been rambling all about our own opinions. We're a bit too long here.
We got some hot takes off the TikTok, and some were bit too outrageous to put in here and some were a bit too timid, but we've picked 4. The first one we have is Neymar isn't top 5 in this generation, which I think is crazy.
He is third, and the only players that come close for me are Robert Lewandowski and Luis Suarez.
I think Suarez is better personally.
Possibly make a case for Luka Modric in that generation.
Yeah,
but
he's top 5, but like I understand why like someone couldn't have him. It sounds pretty crazy, but
I
like
think he's third.
I think he's a
Yeah.
very fantastic player. One of the literally our generation's like Ronaldinho, like so fun to watch and showed his levels at so many times. But I think like the reason why I'd put like Modric and Suarez over him is because I think when it came to it, they have that edge. Like Suarez picked every single league he's ever been in. Like he's, in my opinion, probably arguably the greatest striker of all time. He went over to Barcelona, and people like actually, I'm not, don't eat me otherwise, but people didn't think he was going to be very successful there, and became like probably one of the best strikers to ever be in the Liga. Obviously, won the Champions League with Barcelona, and I just think like he was just so dominant. And I think with Modric, like he's pushing on 40 now, and every single time someone doubts him, he always overcomes it. But I still do really like Neymar. I think it's pretty crazy to say he's not top 5.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think he's still third comfortably. I
Yeah.
get what you said about Suarez, but the thing that sticks out to me the
See,
most, I think it was the 15 to 16 season where Messi was out. Neymar stepped up and had 22 goals and assists in 13 games for Barcelona. Like that's
Yeah.
what sticks out to me. No, like Suarez also played in that team. And don't get us wrong, I know it was Suarez's debut season. Or second season, one of the two. But that sticks out for me. Like no other player in the world, in my opinion, other than obviously Ronaldo, who was at Madrid.
The thing is as well, is it's not even like Neymar is in top 3, it's Neymar is in top 5. Like even if you put people like Suarez over him, he's definitely still top 5. I think Neymar's career just gets, I think hindsight comes into it in Neymar's career, because people talk about, oh, the move to PSG, he shouldn't have done that. But when you actually really look at it, his numbers at Barcelona are crazy. His numbers obviously for Brazilian national team and in Brazil were crazy. Like he was unlucky in the World Cup. He obviously had that bad injury, and then when he went to PSG, he got to the Champions League final. He was very close. He had good numbers when he wasn't injured. You got to remember he was unlucky with injuries. I just think hindsight sort of ruins the credibility in Neymar's career. I think if you just go off when he was fit, when he was playing, he's definitely third in the generation. Like, if you're talking off talent alone,
I mean,
he had to have been.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think if we look at talent, I can see that 100%. But I actually, looking back at what I said, I think I'd take Modric out and put Bale in. I think Bale had a better career than Neymar. I think that's like.
Yeah, obviously he had a better career.
Really, I don't think we could.
He had a better
that.
career,
You have to think,
but he wasn't a better player than Neymar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, I think on his day, I think Neymar was a better player, but I think Bale has to have easily has to have a better career.
Oh, well.
He took Wales from never, like, I think he was like late on his career. People were doubting him so much. He literally qualified Wales for their first ever World Cup in like 60 odd years or something like that. Clutched up in a Champions League final, which is the biggest stage you can do it at. Got Wales to a semi-final. Came back to Tottenham, and obviously I know he didn't win anything. Got very close. He should have won anything, you know, if we kept Jose. But he's still, like, again, people doubting him. Just like, oh, he probably won't be able to do it in the Premier League, and had a fantastic season there, forming probably our best ever trio. Like, his career was just insane. I think you would edge him just over career, but like, yeah, I think on Neymar's day, I think he was definitely third behind Messi and Ronaldo.
Oh yeah, there you go. The next one we got was Declan Rice is better than Rodri. See,
That's outrageous.
I think they must be talking about
Bias.
this season alone, but that's just. I mean, I don't know. Like, goal contributions wise, Rice has been like adding a lot, but then again, you got to say Rodri did score the winning goal in the Champions League final.
This is why I disagree with it. Right. Don't get us wrong. I know when you think of success for Man City, you think of players like De Bruyne and Haaland. But Man City are obviously undoubtedly the best team in the Premier League. We all accept that. And Rodri is the most valuable player in the Man City squad. So to be the
100%.
most valuable player for the best team in the league, I think that ends the argument in itself. Declan Rice is an unbelievable midfielder and has transformed incredibly from going from a pivotal defensive midfielder to a box-to-box attacking sort of, you know, that Arsenal role that he's doing. He's done incredible to adjust to that. But to be the most valuable player for the best team in the league, that statement right there ends that argument, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a argument to be had against it. I think there's a difference between hot take and just completely outrageous. Like, you know,
Maybe in like, I think that's the debate we'll have maybe in 2 seasons time. If Rice keeps it up, I think maybe fair enough you can have it. But I just think is a bit unfair on Rice. Like Rice has obviously done amazing at West Ham. He's doing really good at Arsenal, but I just think Rodri has played so good for so long now. Like he has a case for being arguably the best ever defensive midfielder to ever grace the Premier League. Whereas obviously I don't think Rice is at that level. But Rice is obviously very young. So like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like that's a debate we can have in a couple of years. I just think it's a bit too premature.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we really have to say. And then I think we've got our final one here, which is Liverpool winning the league would be the best for the Prem out of all the other title challengers, just based off the farewell story, and also I think what the Tip Top Tottenham was trying to say was sort of like all the story surrounding it with Jurgen Klopp and sort of how good that would be for the Premier League. I don't know. What do you guys think about
Well, for me, Jurgen Klopp, like that Jurgen Klopp thing right there was the only factor for that. He's going to hate this because he's a Spurs fan, but for me, the best outcome is Arsenal. Purely, just I hate the way Arsenal went on with that Newcastle game at the start of the season, and Arteta as a manager, he's a good manager, but as a person, he's he whines on all the time, and he's so pathetic.
I despise him.
For me, it's been Liverpool and City for so long, and for Arteta to step up, and close to getting sacked a couple of seasons ago, but then they bottled it last year. But if they can keep consistently, because City have been poor this season and haven't been as dominant as everybody thought. Liverpool have pulled it back massively and been excellent this season. And then Arsenal have pretty much been the same this season as they were last season. So for me, it's all up in arms. This is what the first 3-team title race we've had this long into a season for 6-7 years. So for me to have the team that's least likely on paper to win it, to then go on and win it, I think would be the best outcome. But I can understand.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of disagree with you there. You said they're the least team likely to win it, but you kind of have to look at it in a sort of a different way. The reason why they're the least likely is because we look at last season, and a bit like how we were a couple of years ago. When it came to it, they can't get over the line. But I think on paper this season they should be the team that wins it. I think. Look at their recent form. That is just. Like, that is almost Centurion level. Like, we haven't seen a team that's just, like I said, like, since the Centurions, just to come in and just batter, like, just effortlessly, like, make it look easy. It obviously pains me to say as a Tottenham fan, but I think the only reason it wouldn't be the best outcome is just because I think it would be unbearable, like, for everyone for the next 10 years. And I think I'm gonna have to agree with the comment there, because imagine how sick that would be in Klopp's last season and how hard they would have to fight. Like, the reason why I think it will be the best outcome, but I think Arsenal, Man City are much more likely to win it than Liverpool, even though it doesn't seem like that right now. And there might be a crazy take, but Liverpool haven't been playing great, but they've been getting the results. And I just think like they've really like battered and bruised their way to get to where they are, whereas Man City and Arsenal have just done it in just pure brilliance. So I just think that like it would just be quite a nice way for Klopp's Premier League era to end. And I think honestly they deserve it. They spent so many years just on the last day losing it to City, going back and forth, and Klopp deserved another Premier League, and to do it in his last season, it'll be nice to see, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the thing about City is no one really wants to see him win it every single year, and as a Tottenham fan, I'm never going to say I want to see Arsenal win the league ever, even if it's, I don't know, cool underdogs or whatever. I hate Arteta. Even as non-biased I can say, I don't know about any you lot or anyone else, but I just find Arteta so annoying. And as you said, Casey, just Liverpool, that idea on the last season winning it off, I don't know. I really like watching.
Like I said, they deserve it. Like, they spent so long like neck and neck with Man City, and like we like as Premier League fans, we hold like Jurgen Klopp at such a high regard. And I think it would just be like he deserves another Premier League to add to that. I think he would his achievements on paper don't do credit to how well of a job he's done. Like, I feel like people forget like he's been at the Premier League for so long now, and look at the team that he had. Like, people say Arsenal's team were bad, but the Arsenal's team wasn't even that bad compared to Liverpool. Liverpool's team, I'm pretty sure, will finish like 9th and 10th. Was shocking. Like, that team was just like eye-wateringly like bad. Yeah. Whereas like obviously Arteta's done fantastic, and I really rate Arsenal as a club. Like, what they've done, like just keeping by him. Like, they saw in the they basically invested in him. But I think it's something what the Premier League kind of needs to see. Like, a legendary manager only having one Premier League, like a legend, like he's a legend in the Premier League, but he has one Premier League title. That would be crazy to see.
Yeah, well, I think that's all we really got to say on that. I think that's all the time we've got for the hot takes today. I'd like to say thank you to everyone for, submitting some hot takes, but also listening to ours. You never know if your hot take wasn't reviewed in this video. You never know, we might do a part 2. So don't be afraid.
If you guys get us
comment another
to,
one. Yeah,
we do like goal.
Share and view and get this out there. And if this video does successful, we had good reactions to the post we put up on TikTok. So if you guys like these type of videos, we'll definitely upload more. But you got to make sure you share and view.
Yeah, and then that's all we've got for today. So thank you guys for watching, and in a bit, I guess. Yeah.